What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review, and this time we're going to be taking a look at Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Let's waste no time. Let's get into this. So, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom takes place 3 years after the events of the original Jurassic World movie. We find out that the volcanic island that the original park was on has now become active, and it's erupting, and the dinosaur species are in danger of being extinct once again. You got the character of Claire, who is now like this wilderness expert who we gotta save the dinosaurs. She meets up with this guy called Benjamin Lockwood, who we find out was connected with John Hammond, because it was those two that had the idea to clone dinosaurs in the first place. She goes to him, they talk, blah 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 blah. She meets his helper, and he says, "Listen, we have an island that we can put these dinosaurs on." And no, it's not Isla Nublar. It's Isla nothing. Whatever. So, yeah. Claire goes to Owen, who at first wants nothing to do with this. Like, let the dinosaurs die. They try to kill us. But eventually he comes around because he still has an attachment to Blue the raptor, because that's his friend. Blue is like a friend to Owen. It's like his pet. And and like any other pet, we get attached to our pets. They become like people to us. So, of course, Owen goes to the island pretty much just for Blue, and they meet this army guy who was in cahoots with John Hammond's helper, whose fucking name I can't remember. He's just a typical mustache twirling villain, because you find out that he is still cloning dinosaurs, but he's doing it to sell them on the black market to make a profit. Pretty much. This whole movie is about, let's weaponize the dinosaurs pretty much and sell them to the highest bidder. That's what this overall thing's about. So it's, take what you will from it, whatever. Eventually they get all the dinosaurs off the island, put them in the mansion. We find out that there's this other hybrid dinosaur called the Indoraptor that's being created, which can respond like a human and take commands from humans. But that all goes out the window, because at the end of the day, it's an animal, and you can't really control an animal. And the animal this is also a highly intelligent animal as well, because it acts more like a serial killer than it does an actual dinosaur, which I'll get to when I get to my pros and cons. Eventually, the Indoraptor gets defeated because of Blue. All the dinosaurs in the mansion break free into the wilderness, to our wilderness, American wilderness, and the world wilderness. We see the mosasaurs attacking the beach. We see the T-Rex sharing a roar with a lion. And we see a raptor just watching over a desert. And there's a post-credit scene with a bunch of pterodactyls flying over the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas. So, yeah, that's the general plot of this movie. I crammed it all in within a 3-minute span. So, how do I feel about this movie? I like it. I like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It's not perfect. It's not great. I think the first movie is so much more better, but this movie is fine for what it is. I do have a lot of issues with it. My biggest one is that this movie is a victim of having different tones. Like, when the movie first starts, it has a Lost World type feel to it, but also keeping that, sense of fun and adventure from, Jurassic Park 1 and The Lost World a little bit. And then when it gets to the halfway point, the tone shifts into more of like a horror type movie. Because now we're trapped in this house, and all the characters are being hunted down by this Indoraptor. And like I said, the Indoraptor starts to hunt like a serial killer, picking everyone off one by one. And the movie goes from being like this lighthearted adventure to being more of like a survival horror type thing. And I know that Jurassic Park, with the exception of a few scenes, the Jurassic Park they were never survival horror movies. I mean, you could definitely make it like that if that's the intent. And that's what I think this movie's main problem is that it should have told us from the jump that this is going to be a different Jurassic Park type of movie. This movie is going to be more towards the horror side. And like I said, you get that in the cold open. You definitely get some of that, and it's a good opening. The first 10 minutes is really, really good. And then the section when all the characters meet up and go to the island, that stuff's pretty good. It's good too. You got a good action scene where they're all running away from an erupting volcano, and they all jump into this giant water, and they all jump into the ocean to avoid being melted. That stuff was good. You know, the stuff with the guy turning, with the army guys turning on our heroes was good too. You get Ted Levine sighting as Watley. He was actually a good character. He reminded me a little bit of Roland, but only a more sadistic Roland, because this guy takes trophies from his dinosaurs by plucking out their teeth. Of course, he gets his comeuppance at the end of the movie when the Indoraptor kills him, because like I said, the Indoraptor is a more intelligent animal, so it pretty much plays possum and tricks Watley into thinking that it's not going to attack him, but it ends up attacking him by ripping off his arm. So like I said, and it's a really horrific scene. It's like, and yes, it's a callback to when the T-Rex did stuff like that, but the T-Rex didn't do it. But the T-Rex is a wild animal, and it did it out of impulse. The Indoraptor did it because it wanted to do it. Because it actually has a scene where it kind of sort of breaks the fourth wall by looking directly into the camera and almost winks at you, which is kind of weird. So it's almost as if the Indoraptor was supposed to be like a human hybrid in a way, which is also pretty fucking weird. So yeah, like this movie is really strange to talk. It's really strange because on the other hand, you got this pretty cool, Lost World inspired type of the movie when they're on the island, and then you get this borderline House of Horrors type thing in the second half of the movie, and they're two completely different movies. And then you have this sub-story about this little girl who was actually the clone of Benjamin Lockwood's daughter, who had passed away in a car accident, and he cloned his daughter. Now his daughter is acting as his granddaughter, and we find out that his maid is also his daughter as well, and it's just a really confusing, convoluted mess. And we also find out that because of the actions of Lockwood, it's what estranged him from John Hammond. Because, like I said, Lockwood and Hammond were the ones that created the whole idea of doing creating clones of dinosaurs and opening a park. So yeah, this movie has tries to juggle a lot of plots, and it doesn't really do it in an effective way. To be honest with you, it really doesn't. And you throw in Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm in this movie, and he doesn't even interact with any of our new characters. Like, you see him for the first 2 minutes, and then he comes back again at the end, and it's the same exact scene. Him talking in a courtroom about whether or not the dinosaur should live or die. Knowing Malcolm's like, let him die, extinct him. So yeah, on the other hand, the movies, like I said, the movie had the potential to be something different from Jurassic Park, but at the same time, I don't think it knew how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? It still wanted to be recognizable, but then it tried to be something different, and it didn't do it in a way where it came across as natural. It kind of came across as kind of clunky and a little bit of forced, which is why, and of course that's going to take a lot of grade off, because, like I said, if you're going into something with a specific tone, have that from this jump, and do not change it throughout the course of the movie. If you want this movie to be more darker for a Jurassic Park movie, then do it all throughout. Don't like I said, don't have your first half be all lighthearted, and then out of the clear blue, your second half's going to be all dark and broody. I don't like stuff like that. I need consistency. But yeah, that's my main gripe. Everything else on the other hand was fine. The direction, not bad. Cinematography looks good. All the actors did a good job, though there are two characters called Zia and Franklin who I did not like at all. They annoyed the hell out of me. Special effects, CGI looks good. The practical effects look really good as well. And even though I complained about it, I actually do like the House of Horrors stuff. I thought that was well shot. It was very suspenseful. I like the whole idea of the Indoraptor just picking off everyone one by one. And I also like this little scene where the Indoraptor pretty much traps everyone in an elevator and just fucking destroys them, eats them all up. And I also like the little fight that it had with Blue at the end of the movie as well. And I like the dinosaurs going into the wilderness, because it sets up for a third movie, which can be really, really intriguing. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm going to give Fallen Kingdom a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It's not bad. It's good. It's watchable. I think it more or less, it tries too hard to set up for a third movie than tell its own self-contained story, which is a problem, but what is what it is. Anyway, if you've seen Fallen Kingdom, let me know in the comment sections below. Also, let me know what your favorite Jurassic Park movie is in the comment sections below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you back later for more.